We just want different things.
Our idea of a good time is relaxing on the beach,
hitting up a spot,
or checking out a new restaurant.
You just want to get drunk in public and ignore laws.
Do you even remember what happened last March?
That was our breaking point, so we're breaking up with you.
And don't try to apologize and come crawling back. This isn't safe, so we're done.
And just so you know, we're serious.
This March, you can expect things like curfews, bag checks, and restricted beach access,
DUI checkpoints, $100 parking, and strong police enforcement for drug possession and violence.
Whatever it takes, because it's time to move on.
Maybe we can talk when you're done with your spring break phase, but until then.
Hey, we need to talk.
So for people who don't know what that is or what was going on in that clip, that is a commercial from Miami. The city of Miami sit here, I guess the governor of Miami, I want to say. Is it, they got governor? What is that called? Is that called a governor or is it called a... Yeah, I want to say, I think it's the governor. I don't know. Don't give me, hold on, let me just read governor. I want to say it's a governor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the governor of Miami, I guess. That's the word I'm using for. And basically he was just like, it's a dub for the spring break. Of course, I'm sure since, I want to say probably since the pandemic, because that's when they kind of really picked up, because y'all know, of course, Florida rules were open. Like when everybody else was closed, Florida and Texas kind of was like giving it up how they want. And of course it was more Florida than Texas, because Texas is a little bit different. Like people like Texas.
Yeah, it was definitely Florida.
Florida for sure. And
I think everybody was trying to get there, because I think they was the only one, like the beaches and stuff was still
open, and then you didn't have to wear no mask or none of that stuff. So of course, people were running down there, and like I said, so we talking about for a 4-year build up now at this point, where people have been going down there and just turning up to the extreme. And I think it's just got a little bit more aggressive, because of course we live in that day and age of where doing chaos is just a viral thing. We talk about that in 2 seconds when we talk about the LA Clippers of some teenagers that recorded themselves vandalizing the brand new stadium that they're trying to build for the Clippers. So we're talking. So that is I guess we can tie those two things in together, because that's the generation that we live in right now. So that is realistically, I guess, that generation of people who do go and participate in spring break. Because I don't think, and I thought about it, I'm just like, damn, but how do you really police it? And then when I'm hearing the commercial sound kind of crazy, because it's just like, oh, we're gonna do $100 pocket. So what you saying, that people that come down there for spring break ain't got no money? And even if, let's say if they don't, I'm not driving anyway. You saying $100 pocket? Like, you think I'm renting a car?
But see, and I think that's the thing that, like, last year, I think when people was jumping on the cars and all that shit, it was innocent people who cars are getting damaged. Now, how do I sit here and explain that y'all motherfuckers just jumping on my car for no fucking...
Okay, but just slow down. It's the difference between, like, okay, that same little scenario happened with Castanet. That was just some sporadically, it just happened. He just called out, and it happened in New York City that day, and everybody in New York was frustrated and mad about that. So that's cool. Like, that's a one thing, but it's just certain things. Like, if I live in Miami, realistically, though, you know when spring break is every year. So my thing of it is, though, you can't see. I hate when people do that, because I just hate when people even do that in the city. Like, if you know something is going on crazy, like, let's sit here and say if the president doing the State of the Union, though, I do not. It's a different. If you a kid and you sitting here saying, hey, I need to go somewhere, and then I bump into the State of the Union track. But if you are an adult, and we talking about adults, I'm talking about if you are 28 and up, dog, watch the news, know what's going on in your area, so you can avoid certain stuff.
But Mikey, Miami is still a travel spot. It's still a hot spot. That's still the summer. I mean, it's still spring break. I hear what you're saying, but you gotta think about it. It's still stuff that goes on in Miami. The Miami Heat still play there.
But they don't play. But Miami Heat don't play right there.
Right there, they don't play right there. But it's still a traveling spot. It's still places that people go. So Miami Beach is still a popular thing. And that's why I said the difference of when I went for spring break and to now how it is, like even like Wet Willie's used to be a thing where people, you go get your drinks, you can go walk on the strip. You can't even do that no more. You have to drink inside. So that's why I said, because of how things have gotten out of hand and out of control, that's why they got to put all these rules and regulations in there. So I hear what you're saying, watch the news, but that's just like, okay, we went out for dinner. Yeah, everything was fine. We went for brunch or whatever. We went to the little restaurant on the strip, whatever. Everything was fine. Now I'm trying to get home. Do you see this large crowd of people? I can't get past. Now everybody just jumping.
But guess what? Again, tell me that to me will scream your ignorance. That will scream to me. No, because you know, if you live in Miami, let's just say and say.
But if you don't live in Miami, you traveling. You got to think it's business still out there. People still go there. You know what I'm saying? It's still hotels there, businesses and stuff still go on.
Marcus, but let's be clear. What we're talking about on Collins. We're talking about on South Beach. You're talking about whatever. What's that called on Collins and whatever it is running through South Beach. Dog, most people. We talking about business stuff. Dog, most business people ain't staying right there. That's why them hotels are so cheap on this strip. The more expensive hotels, the further you go up. The further you go up, Collins, you get closer to away from the beaches. That's when they go the Fountain Blue and all that. Those don't get expensive. Though you're sitting here saying on South Beach, you can find. I don't know what the prices is now because I haven't been there in a couple years.
When I went and I was what's name, that shit was high then. So that's what I'm saying.
But it depends on what time of the year you go. If you go in March,
I went during spring break. I've been there during spring break.
And guess what? And so have I by accident. So that's my point. So guess what? You cannot be mad if you go in March.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. So from March to April, that is spring break time for college kids.
Of course,
that is the spring break.
So after you learn once, then don't go up again.
But my thing is, I feel like you're saying that. So you just about to say we just about to shut off this whole area where our moneymaker is, the clubs and all that's on there. You only going to cater to the college people, or whatever's there on spring break because they're not the ones that spending the money, right?
Yeah, they are because those are the people who is running in and getting the drinks and sitting here going to all those little cheap little jumps. Let me go get some chicken tenders and French fries and all that. That's the people who are buying that. You sitting trying to compare.
Because that's what I'm saying. Because I know, like I said, when I went down during that time, that's when the clubs were having people there hosting. That's when the spring break parties and all that was hot. That's when they brought people in and celebrities in there. Like I said, I was on the beach. Fucking Joel Santana was a couple of huts down from me, him and Kim Bella. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. I think this day and age now is just so much y'all doing too much and acting a fool. At that time, like I said, when I was out there, that's when Tequila, whatever her name is, when she was pop, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I think just now in this day and age, how they doing all this extra shit and they fucking up for everybody else.
But listen, I hear
because I remember that time when y'all went and when you said it was barricades and all that stuff out there. When I went, it wasn't no barricades up.
Yeah,
But now, like I said,
I get what you're saying. So listen to them. We talking about two different things. So I've been more recent than you have because you talking about some tequila, nigga. That's damn near like my.
But that was during the spring break time. But even during the regular, I think even now, that's what I'm saying.
The last time I've been, I literally been in March, and I went and I went during literally that week right before the pandemic. I was there. So, but listen to it. But the difference is nigga, I'm older. So guess what I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be in a hotel that may be off a little bit, and guess what? The restaurants I'm going into ain't no kids can afford to get into that restaurant. So I'm not. That's never even gonna happen. That's never going to be the scenario. And guess what kids ain't doing? They not even jumping in Ubers. They are young enough to walk. They not even sitting here trying to put on heels. They just got their cheek. They half naked walking around the jump. If I owned a restaurant right there and I don't own like Prime 112 or one of these expensive restaurants, no, I would be pissed for them to sit here and try to cut off our moneymaker because that's what it is. That's just like if you owned a let's say what's something I can say? Let's just say let's say if I was one of those trucks downtown in DC and I know for a fact the time where it cranked the most is the cherry blossom jump. And let's sit here and say the mayor just be like, oh, we're not doing the cherry blossom parade no more. Dog, you know how pissed I would be?
Because you still have traffic. You still have traffic. I'm not shutting it down. That's why I'm saying I think just now because even the establishments and even with the whole liquor shit, that was like the first thing that went into effect. Like they couldn't sell liquor after a certain hour. When you in Miami, you used to shoot 4:00 in the morning, you still can get a drink.
No, yeah, of course.
So that's what I'm saying. Because I feel like it's bad for business and there's so much businesses are taking a hit on it. That's why they starting to put these rules and regulations in there because you fucking up the city.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I think sometimes it just comes with the price of business, though. I can't sit here and say that's just like perfect example. Let's tie it even into some DMV stuff real quick, where people can kind of even relate to it a little bit more. That's just like with GoGo. Of course, we all know, and nobody never want to say it, but we just want to say it right now. GoGo is a violent situation. If you've been to enough GoGos, I'm sure you probably at one point in time ducked behind a car from a shootout or something at a GoGo. But guess what? For most clubs, they will sit here and say, all right, that one random time let's sit here and say if I'm throwing GoGos every weekend, 2-3 times a weekend for the whole entire year, if I have maybe 2 shootouts a year, and I didn't literally I'm throwing 3 parties a month. I mean, 3 parties a week. So you talking about saying I got a 12 parties a month, and I get maybe out of the year 2 or 3 shootouts. I'm gonna take those 2 or 3 shootouts. So if I own a Wet Willie's or any of these situations, and I got to deal with some rowdy teenagers. For not even teenagers, we talking about people in their 20s because we talking about college spring break. We ain't talking about high school spring break. We talking about college students. So we talking about people in their 20s, 21, whatever the case may be. If I have to deal with their rowdiness, but that's one of my peak times of selling my most liquor, and that's one of the times when it's just super busy foot traffic or whatever the case may be, I don't have to do no promo. All I gotta do is just open. No, I'm going to feel some type of way. I'm going to be pissed. Did you sit here trying to water down my business basically because you sit here trying to put all these extra rules in? No, you literally got a commercial. This commercial is on all the blogs right now. It's all over social media because he just put out this news. And this commercial, I'm sure they're running it on different TV networks.
I think everybody's taking a hit. That's why they probably doing this now. Because like I said, I feel like most people, you will fight it. And just like even now, how you even use that example of with the Go-Go's. And that's why even now you starting to see a lot of these little restaurants and all that starting to have these Go-Go's on the sneak tip because they know that's a money maker. You can get money in it. It's not, oh, I can, write this up or I can have this boom, boom, boom. I can see the fluctuate on a weekly basis. Yes, a lot of these establishments are starting to now. Oh, well,
so nigga, you proving my point.
But I'm saying out there, the way they was acting, the way the shit that they was doing out there is getting a lot worse than what it used to be. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I get it because, like I said, again, we live in a social media day and age, so everybody want to go viral. So people gonna do the wildest stuff.
Yeah, that's why. That's what I'm saying. That's my thing. What I'm saying is because, like, even when I was there at that time, it was things going on, but the stuff that they doing now, jumping on people's cars, stopping people from driving through, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just the unnecessary
shit. Because that just becomes. But guess what that do? That's just a perfect example of where I'm saying if I'm an adult and I have to make an adult decision. That's like if you live in any sports town. And just say, even if you tied in, I guess we even keep it in Maryland anyway. Do you think about if you were to sit here, if we can even tie it into Philly, if you will be an idiot if you sit here and try to drive downtown Philly after the Eagles won the championship. Some people are just that ignorant to feel like they above the rest of the city. I'm still gonna drive my car downtown. I don't care if the Eagles won the championship. Whatever happened to your car, you deserve it, dog.
But look how you say. But what if you don't watch the news? You don't know what's going on.
But I don't care. Then I don't care. That's your problem. That you need to be an adult, dog. If you can't say
you can't say you need to be an adult. But everybody don't watch the news. Well, everybody don't look at. But if you don't,
that's their problem as an adult, dog. I'm not giving adults excuses for not doing adult stuff, dog.
But then you're okaying it for them to sit here and vandalize your shit.
Well, you should know. You should know. You should know. Guess what? As an adult, guess what you know? You know certain neighborhoods you won't go in to go get some pussy. You got enough learning experiences as an adult that you know for a fact that certain things. I don't care how beautiful you are, how horny I am. I ain't going up in this neighborhood at this time of the night just to get some cheeks. It's not gonna happen, dog. I'm not sitting here keep giving adults excuses to not use their goddamn adult brains, dog. People just are so ignorant and you're so caught up in your own ways that you feel like, hey, it's spring break. I don't care. I'm still gonna drive downtown. I'm still gonna go about my business. So if these kids out here acting rowdy, I don't care. I'm gonna cry about it. I'm gonna cry to the mayor. Man, eat a dick. You're an adult, dog. Watch the news. You know what time of the year is. Guess what? If I know for a fact my finances is a little bit tight, guess what time of the year I know for a fact I ain't trying to go to Miami. I ain't trying to go on March. I ain't trying to go on Memorial Day, Labor Day, or 4th of July. Figure it out. I'm gonna go on another time. Like, dog, we gotta stop. If I'm an adult and I know I want to travel and I know my pockets ain't tight and we talking exclude Miami, guess when I ain't gonna travel? Thanksgiving or Christmas, because those tickets are high, dog. You have to be an adult and act like you have some type of life before, dog. We're not about to sit here and act like, oh goddamn, why is the ticket prices so high during Christmas and Thanksgiving? Nigga, they been that way forever. What are we talking about? No, people sit here be trying. That's again, this is what I'm talking about. That is privilege. People who try to act like, hey, when did this happen? You are trying to be a privileged person and act like you are above what everybody else got to go through during this time. I'm not going to sit here and mess up all these people's businesses and their money making situation because dickheads want to sit here and drive down Collins Avenue during March, during spring break. Like, no, dog. I'm sorry. I'm never gonna celebrate. I'm cool on that one. Because guess what? The age jumps up. It's a different age group of people from spring break in Miami to Memorial Day in Miami and Labor Day and 4th of July. It's just different, dog. And it comes with. But
that's why territory. I say I feel like it's just a different time and age. A different time. Because then they used to have Zoe Week or whatever. What was that? That was on Memorial. What's name when they used to do that?
I ain't a Zoe. You talking Alonzo?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sapa say I'm a Leo, whatever the fuck they be saying.
I'm talking about. Remember during that time?
Oh yeah, he probably used to, I think it was like Memorial Day weekend.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of stuff has cut out because it ain't the same as it used to be back then. These motherfuckers nowadays just fucking.
Yeah, and I think, but I mean, of course, I'm sure they stopped it because, of course, I mean, the older we got, sometimes you have to age out gracefully. I'm sure Alonzo Mourning's audience ain't coming down to Miami no more. I mean, that's kind of like, nigga, I feel you, because what you saying right now would be like if Alonzo Mourning in his 50s now, what would he look like still having a Memorial Day weekend party?
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying
his audience is just too old now. I don't think it's because the party's got he's just too old. He's too old to participate in it, and you're not getting a 50-year-old person to want to sit here and say, I want to go to sit here in Miami for Memorial Day weekend. No, dog. People, you know how many women turn it's another meme. They go up, you ain't go Miami me to death. get a passport. Women, no, that's a thing that women sit here and say, and that's why, again, like I said, so I know for a fact, yeah, you're absolutely right. They don't do Alonzo Mourning, and ain't because the people too wild, it's because his audience is too old. If I'm 50 years old, I'm not going to Miami to do nothing. Especially not no goddamn Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day, or any of those crazy weekends where I know that people just trying to get piped up and stay up until 4 or 5 in the morning and trying to get some free. Guess what? Anytime I travel, I'm taking vagina with me. I'm not going out of town looking for no pussy. I'm sorry, I'm taking it with me, dog. So after a certain age, I'm just not. And you know what? And again, going back to even the Reese Teaser thing, we talking about unbig your back. You know what? When I used to travel and go all these places with Top and Low and all them, they were younger, they were smaller. I was just a fat dude with the chains. And guess what? Some women at that now, this day and age, you might be fat with the chains and they may pull off because that's probably like all the hot new rappers right now, fat with chains on. So maybe back in if I was in this day and age, that may have benefited me a lot more. But at that time, you talking about you need young girls in their 20s, they want to see a dude, a smaller size dude. So guess what? Now I had to lean on my money. No, I'm not sitting here trying to chase some cheeks on South Beach no more. I'd rather take my cheeks with me. So she already know my body type, and I already know I'm getting some cheeks when I wake up and when I go to sleep. I'm not trying to gamble that. So like I sit here and tell y'all, y'all better sit here and act like you're an adult and you done live some life. And if you ain't lived enough life, like, share, and goddamn subscribe, and let this old man tell you some goddamn old man rules, because y'all niggas is crazy as hell, dog. Y'all better tighten it up. And Miami, your governor, y'all out of pocket. I ain't gonna hold you. If I was Wet Willies, I'd be pissed.